Today, I would like to talk about the Toastmasters education program. It's sometimes good to reflect on what the program is all about. When people join Toastmasters, you might think, why does someone join Toastmasters? Well, they want to join to improve their skills. Specifically in Toastmasters, you can improve 5 different types of competencies. You can improve your public speaking, which is rather obvious. You can also improve your interpersonal communication skills, your strategic leadership, and also management skills. And the 5th skill, no matter which path you choose, you will improve your confidence. Now, we do this through 6 different learning paths. All 5 of those competencies can be achieved with all 6 of these learning paths. As a new member, I often recommend that individuals focus on presentation mastery. It lays the foundation. It's the basics. It really helps you become a better speaker. When moving to a second path, I recommend that intermediate and advanced members then take one of the leadership things so that they can really gain those experiences. Now, there are some members, though, who are like, I don't care about leadership. I'm just here to have fun and talk. For a second path, you could potentially do engaging humor, and then you can really polish that presentational aspect by incorporating humor in your presentations as well. Now, how does the education program work? There are 5 levels. And as you progress through the 5 levels, you will give about 15 speeches. Some speeches are shorter. The icebreaker is only 4 to 6 minutes. Some speeches could be longer. If you're giving the Prepare to Speak Professionally speech, which is the capstone in the presentation mastery course, you could be potentially speaking for 14 to 20 minutes. But don't worry, by the time you get there, you'll be ready. As we go through the 5 levels of the Pathways education program, you'll see that it focuses on a competency-based skills plan and approach. The most important thing is to get started. And when you get started, you want to first master the fundamentals. What are fundamentals of public speaking? Well, speaking with a purpose. That's a good example. And then as you progress on, you're going to learn more about yourself. Because before you can increase your knowledge, build your skills, and demonstrate expertise, you really have to understand your style. And so that's the point of level 2. And then as we move through the advanced, intermediate, and advanced levels, you do have those opportunities to increase your knowledge, build your skills, and demonstrate expertise. Now, again, there are 6 paths to choose from, but today I'm going to focus on presentation mastery. In all the paths, the level 1 is the same. You begin with a 4 to 6 minute icebreaker speech. This is simply to get in front of an audience and get comfortable speaking in front of the crowd. Then, it is often important to have a purpose in what you speak about. If you don't have a purpose, you can tend to meander and ramble. So one of the most foundational elements to learn is to make sure that when you write that speech, you have a clear purpose. The purpose of this speech is to talk about the education program. And then you'd move into some of the fundamental skills of actually speaking. Vocal variety. That could be talking louder. It could be talking softer. It could be talking faster. It could be talking slower. Lots of things like that. And body language. Body language is particularly a challenge on an online group because you don't have the ability to walk from left to right in a room on a stage. But there are still opportunities for body language with emphasis and expressions and using your hands to convey these purposes. The last item in the fundamentals is evaluation and feedback. This is so important because it helps you learn how to learn. In Toastmasters, we have a speech evaluator who gives us written and verbal feedback. We then apply that feedback into a subsequent speech. In the evaluation and feedback project, you will give 2 speeches. And they don't have to be the same. They could be if you wanted to. But the whole point is a 5 to 7 minute speech, and then another 5 to 7 minute speech where you apply the feedback. Then once you've figured out how this whole evaluation and feedback thing works, you serve as a speech evaluator. Then you're contributing to your Toastmasters meetings. So let's talk about level 2, learning your style. Now, in learning your style, everyone in every path is going to have something where it's going to be either learning your communication or leadership style. Also, everyone will have introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. And then it varies. Depending on your path, you could have a wide variety of required projects. In presentation mastery, the project here is to focus even more on body language. Then we move on to level 3. Now this is where it gets exciting. You're increasing your knowledge. And to be a good person who has mastered presentations, you really need to be persuasive. And so the required project here is persuasive speaking, so you can really make a compelling argument. But now you get to choose 2 electives, and there's a wide variety to choose from. I particularly enjoy things like understanding vocal variety, descriptive language, presentation software, or even using visual aids. Those are great suggestions. At level 4, we're building our skills. So perhaps here you're going to manage a difficult audience, have people interrupt you, and then you have to choose 1 elective. Now at level 4 and 5, it's not as easy as the earlier levels. You have to actually do stuff before you give the speech. So you're actually going to create a podcast and deploy that podcast, or build a social media presence, or manage an online meeting. So you actually do something and give a speech about what you learned. At level 5, again, presentation mastery, it's the 14 to 20 minute prepare to speak professionally speech. And then you give a speech on another advanced topic. This, again, is your choice. So let's say you're serving as a club officer. You can lead in your volunteer organization. After 6 months, you can moderate a panel discussion. Or if you're really feeling adventurous, a really complicated project is high performance leadership. And high performance leadership, that requires you to have a project, have a committee, do the work, and give 2 speeches. So once you get done with all of that, then you have the opportunity to become a distinguished Toastmaster. 2 paths: club leadership, district leadership, and a variety of other things. And that is the Toastmasters education program.